they go out and they'll be out at sea for 5 years. And then they come back to port and they go home and see their family and give them the money and make sure that way of life is secure, and see their kids have more if they can, and then they go off to, on their ships for another few years to protect that way of life. That is what they are, and that's what Salt High is. So when I called Ron and David and I said there is no way, and I cited all these examples, I didn't tell them I happened to be in the middle of Seize the Fire, and I'm sure they were going, I didn't know Hogan was that smart, how do you know I did all this stuff? But they insisted that I go down to the planet and look at the arc that they wrote for me in season 3, Down on the Planet. I am so proud of the work that we did in that season. So when it comes time, when they said that they insisted that I be a Cylon, all right, then I go along with it. And in fact, now that I am very proud that I was one of the final 5. Because how do you research being a Cylon? How do you research being something that you never ever didn't believe that you were? But mental illness can happen to you when you're walking down the street. And it's, imagine if I mean, it's say the warring tribes in Africa, they live right beside each other, they're fighting, they're slaughtering each other all their lives, and then all of a sudden you find out that in fact, your blood is of the other tribe. You actually are one of the other tribes in the midst of this. Whoa, it's like being an Israeli or a Palestinian. It's not good to pick out groups, but I think you know what I mean. And with the thing about making Salt High a Cylon is that if he isn't in fact the oldest human being alive at that time, there's only how many thousands of human beings left. If he isn't in fact the oldest, he is certainly the most battle experienced. He has had more hand-to-hand combat with Cylons than any other person alive, any other human being. And he is the most dangerous human being alive, if in fact he is a Cylon. Now what is going to happen? What does this mean? That was very terrifying for Saul. And that wonderful scene in the CIC when Adama orders Ty to do something, I can't remember what it is, and Ty just stands there looking at him. And Adama says, Ty, you hear me? And I said, yeah, I heard you, or whatever. And pull out my gun and shoot him right in the eye. And whoa, and of course, I just imagine that's happening, but that is the terror that Salt High lived with ever since he realized that he is in fact not a human, but a Cylon.
Next up is Devon. Devon on that side. That side. Sean.
Hi, question for Kate. Sean. Question for Kate. Your episode of Star Trek Voyager you did a couple of years ago, I think you were one of the...
like 10 years ago?
Yeah. You were one of the final people that worked with Ray Walston before he passed away.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how you enjoyed working with him.
Oh my gosh, he's the Martian. I mean, he was so sweet. He was so delightful. He was so sparkly and full of life, kind. Just meeting one of these iconic Hollywood stars was such a treat. He at that time seemed super healthy and bright and kind and on it, you know. I mean, he wasn't, you know, he wasn't wavering in any sort of way. Just a lovely human being. Yeah, it was a real treat meeting him.
Next is Brett.
Where are you, Brett?
Over here.
Over here, that helps.
You're right.
My right? Wave.
Way right.
Oh, hi.
It just seems the whole cast of Battlestar seemed like they had such good chemistry. Do you guys have any stories off camera of hilarity or any pranks or any like hilarious stories that happened between the cast?
No, it was a pretty mirthless set, and I think we made it look like we got along well together. And I think the only people that really do like each other an awful lot are Kate and I. Yeah,
each other.
not
It's a
much
big
use
act.
together. Yeah. Edward James almost versus is very. You know,
What a
Mary
nice guy.
James Callas. You know.
Those English.
Yeah, those English guys.
Forget it. We're the only guys that get along.
Unfortunately, we have no funny stories. 15 minutes from now, we will say, "Oh man, you should have told them about the time that you fell down and made a fool of yourself in front of everybody."
Did I? Okay.
Pick it up, because none of these stuff really happened.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun at my debut dinner party. But all of what happened there is what you saw on screen. I mean, I got to be the octopus working the table.
Yeah, it's been,
Oh my God, Eddie.
we will remember that all of these later on. Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh no, Eddie, when I got the job, I had no idea what I had stumbled into. And I walked onto the set, and Eddie's by catering, and he's wearing a black cashmere sweater, and he's, you know, and I've never met the man, and his back is to me, and then he just instinctively turned. It was so movie-esque. He instinctively turned as I rounded the corner and saw him, and it was this meeting of eyes, and this locking of eyes, and then I got the Cheshire grin, and then his arms floated open, and he floated towards me as I, in a hypnotized state, floated towards him. He embraced me and said, "Welcome aboard." Oh yeah.
And he took you on, did he take you on a tour of the set?
Yes.
Did you find out we were going to climb that?
Well, then he takes me, he goes, "Let me take you around the ship." So he takes me around the ship, and I'm thinking, God, what a dump. This is really a mess. Look at this place.
Just after the attack and then all the
After the
sounds.
attack, and he's explaining, yes, it's a dump, and it's like we're rebuilding the ship in the show, and here's all the scaffolding, and he turns to me and says, "Do you do gymnastics?" I'm thinking, I haven't even worked yet, and I don't want to lose my job. Yeah, well, I'm limber. And he goes, good. I did not know what he was up to, but he did say, "I see you swinging from the scaffolding." I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't know. So then the scene happens where we are ripped, and it's after the dinner party, and there's the scaffolding, and Eddie says, "This is it." And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's when, and then the legs around, you know, Michael's head. That was last minute direction from our lovely director. He saved the last minute directions for the last minute. But, you know, the trust between
Surprise on my
us.
face, you know this each time, he just swings to the scaffolding after the party and then wraps her legs around. That's no acting required there.
There's like, I'm telling you, you were so lucky it was me.
So lucky it was you.
I'm so lucky it was you. Michael's such a gentleman. But I mean, our chemistry was born in that scene at the dinner table. Because we literally just met. And there we were, you know, husband and wife, estranged, back together, you know, and the homework I did and the homework he did just brought us together in like the most devilish, delicious, naughty little children in trouble at the dinner table, you know, just such joy and bubbles, you know, and that was instant. That was like, we were just so lucky, and I knew at that moment, oh my God, I'm so lucky. And I don't know about you, but the trust was just there immediately. And I have to say, years later, when I got asked back to be the fifth Cylon, I was terrified. I was so fracking terrified. And the pressure of who was going to be the fifth, I had to keep that secret for 2 years. It was so hard. I'm getting emotional.
Hang in there.
So you knew for 2 years before that you were the fifth sidewalk.
She's welling up. This is a pretty emotional ride for us because we haven't talked about Battlestar. Having you wonderful people come and ask these questions and reminding us of these things. It's pretty far out. Thank you.
I'm sorry. No, I was really scared. And I just thought, how am I going to do this? And I should have worn waterproof mascara. And I know. It's so,
Canada.
We're getting some cleanup.
I was really nervous. I was really. And I go into. Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, sir, everyone, thank you. Thank you. I go into Michael's dressing room, and normally I would have dealt with this issue by myself, and that's really sometimes not the right thing to do. You know, you can spin out by yourself. And I went to my fellow colleague, and I said, I'm scared. I don't know how to do this. And I hadn't worked on the show for a while, you know, and I felt out of it. And Michael just said, Kate, you're Ellen. You can't fucking make a mistake. You're Ellen. And it was like he slapped me with, you know, with love, you know? I mean, he just reminded me with such simple, direct, snap out of it, I love you, you're fine language. And it wasn't a long talk or anything it was just incredible. It was incredible because I just thought there's so much pressure, people are gonna hate me, and it was a big deal. Everybody knows there was a lot of pressure about who the fifth Cylon was. And you really helped me.
You're the fifth.
So that was an amazing experience that I actually don't get to share a lot of conventions. And I've never shared with you at a convention because we've done too many together. So yeah, he's the man.
Okay, next question. At the right in the back, there is Justin.
Hi guys, over here. Same spot.
Okay.
This question's for Kate. I heard that you are a proponent of Dr. Brzezinski's work.
Yes.
Is that true? Yes?
Proponent, what does that mean?
Or someone who is believes in
Yes.
his work and what he's doing. And I was wondering if you could elaborate to these people and let them know a little bit more about that, because I'm a cancer survivor and I find that his work is very important and more people need to know about it.
Oh, wow. You know, I won't get into it too much here, but we can talk at the table. But he is a brilliant scientist and doctor, and Dr. Brzezinski out of Texas. And he has a cure for cancer, and there are no side effects. I don't want to get into the whole political thing here. I don't.
That's fine.
It is something there are cures out there for diseases, and he has proven to cure cancer, the toughest, most aggressive brain cancer in children. And his statistics of curing cancer are very, very high. And the life quality, because the methods he used have zero side effects. So your life quality isn't damaged by radiation or chemo. And it's extremely helpful. And